My freshman philosophy professor signed this exercise, and he called it a bucket list. We were supposed to make a list of all the things we wanted to do in our lives before we
kick the bucket. Cutesy.
Last week, I got to check something off of my lifetime bucket list. A friend of mine got an invite to the White House Chanukah party and took me along as a +1. Now, it doesn't matter if you really like the current occupant of the White House and you're going to miss him, or whether you're looking forward to the new occupant coming in. One thing's clear: that house is the locus, the focus of the most intense power that exists anywhere. The U.S. president is the most powerful person alive. The party itself was a hoot. The Marine Corps band was playing klezmer music. Many of the rooms were open so that you could gawk at their beauty, at their majesty, the pageantry. All the food was glatt kosher under the supervision of a prominent rabbi who happens to be a childhood friend of mine. And I managed to snag a pretty cool souvenir, a White House yarmulke. But for me, the highlight was the impromptu prayer service. It was the afternoon. We had to pray mincha before sundown. We couldn't all fit in the same room at the same time because of social distancing requirements, so we took turns. The White House that afternoon turned into a minion factory. But what was so powerful is that while I was praying, I was thinking, I'm standing in the home of the most powerful person in the world, and yet, God, I'm telling you that I don't trust my eyes. I realize that that's not where real power lies. I know who really runs the world, and it's you. It was a truly unique opportunity to remind myself of that fact, that all-important fact. And maybe that can help us understand one of the scenes in this week's Torah portion. Yosef, is taken out of the dungeon. He's brought to the palace to meet Paro, Pharaoh himself. Paro, who's had some dreams that are driving him crazy, says to him, I've heard it said that you can listen to a dream and interpret it. And he says back to Paro, shockingly, not me. God will respond to the request of Paro. You read that passage and you say, Yosef, what are you doing? You want your head to be handed to you? Just say, how can I help you, Your Excellency? What is he doing? In part, maybe he feels that he's got an obligation to introduce Paro to God. But I'm thinking it's more. He may realize on the spot that he's in an incredibly unique opportunity to remind himself, don't trust your eyes. You see all this glitter and all this wealth and all this opulence, and you can feel the power emanating from Paro, the most powerful person in the world. But that's not where real power lies. The real power in the world comes from God, comes from upstairs. And maybe that's what we should be thinking every Hanukkah, which just so happens every year to fall out during Yosef's story, while we're lighting those menorahs in our front window. It's not just to tell passers-by that this is a Jewish home. It's so that we can take that opportunity to remind ourselves, whether all of our neighbors are Jewish or none of them are, when we light that candle in our front window or in front of our house, I'm Jewish and I'm proud, and I was put here with a mission to properly, beautifully represent God's presence in the world, to make him known to others, and to constantly sanctify his name, and always remember that the real power in the world comes from him. He makes the decisions. Happy Hanukkah.
We could do this. We got a real opportunity here.